Welcome to Classroom to Boardroom, where students share their big ideas. We are here to explore how they see learning, the world, and the changes they dream of making. Because even the youngest voices can inspire big change. Think big, think bold, think now.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Classroom to Boardroom, the podcast that's all about helping students like you think critically about the world around you, the way you learn, and the things that matter to you most. Uh, I'm Priya Kedia, your host, and I'm the founder of Think Now Classroom. And today we are stepping outside of books and classrooms to focus on, what students like you think, how you learn, and how your opinions shape the education that you're taking. This podcast is brought to you by Think Now Classroom, which is an educational platform that we have designed to enhance your learning experience, to make you learn better by helping you make connections between, science, maths, and the things that you learn in school and the things that you do in daily life, say watching movies, playing sports, ordering food on online, anything. So the two unique things about us is our learning methodology, which is, we put you in a live class, where you are, put in uh, different breakout rooms, and all you do in those classes is discuss with your peers, discuss with the instructor. So it's all about what you think, how you build your opinion. And the second most innovative part about is our learning modules, where we have tried to combine whatever you do in school and whatever you do after school in such a way that when you go through the learning modules, you basically enhance your ability to learn anything better. So that was a quick description of Think Now Classroom. And in this podcast series that we have started, here we'll be talking to different students from class 6 to 12 to understand learning journeys of different students, and to spark fresh ideas about education, because students are the one who are taking in the education. They are basically at the receiving end, so they can tell better, what they lack, what they like, and how we can improve education. So today we are going to dive into your thoughts and uncover new ways to make learning more meaningful. Okay, so to kick things off, let's get to know our guest better. I'll ask you some quick questions after that. So yeah, so Rudra, I would take this moment to ask you to introduce yourself.
My name is Rudra. I am from class 8th. I like to watch anime. I love
You like to watch?
anime. I like to play football.
Awesome. Thank you, Rudra, for telling us about you. And let's go to the first question. It's a very interesting question. So, if you could invent something to make life easier for, all the students around, all the students in the world, what would that be?
I would like to invent an eyewear which will help to zoom the notes and record the notes, as I am not able to write the note many times and it gives me a huge problem.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Rudra, because I remember even when I was in school. So when a teacher was, when a teacher is teaching, a lot of times what happens is you cannot match the pace with the teacher, and then you are not able to take notes at the speed that she's speaking, or at the speed she's writing. And sometimes it's like, the words are very small. So yeah, I think that would be really helpful for all the kids around. Okay, interesting. So let's go to the next question, Rud. You're doing great. Uh, okay, do you think technology in schools, it helps students learn better, or is it more distracting? Because we know that after COVID, a lot of schools have adapted technology as another means of education. So, in your opinion, or in your experience in your school, how do you think it is?
I think students get distracted, ma'am. It distracts the student. Like when I was also doing online classes, I always gets distracted. I do not want to do it. I just take screenshot. That is not good, ma'am. I don't like it, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, that's a important point that you mentioned, that you always feel that okay, you can take the screenshot and probably you can do it later. So you do not pay the kind of attention that you pay in a regular class. Yeah, that's completely right, Rud. Okay. So another interesting question. Do you think that, when you discuss things that you learn at school, anything, it could be science, maths, history, any topic, environmental science. So when you discuss the things that you learn in school with your family members at home, and family members could be anybody, like your cousins or your parents, uh, say during dinner or any time, do you think that that talk with family helps you in any way to learn better?
It helps you to revise the notes from with your family members. They help you to revise it very much. That's it, ma'am.
Okay, yeah, that's right. So do you discuss any particular topics or any particular subjects?
Like my father is good in maths, so I discuss maths with him.
Okay, okay, great. Okay, what makes a classroom feel fun and welcoming to you?
The classroom feels fun when there are your friends and the teacher is in good mood. If the teacher is not in good mood,
Yeah, that's a very interesting answer. Yeah. Then, but yeah, I mean, even I remember from my childhood. Yeah, if I had friends in my class, everything just turned interesting. So yeah, friends hold the key to good learning experience in school. Okay, so but is, and like you mentioned that sometimes learning through technology can be distracting, but is any of your learning happening online? It could be a live class, it could be any kind of recorded courses that you're taking, and do you find it effective?
wa- always one day before exams, I go to YouTube and then I just see the exam summary and all. That helps sometimes before the exams.
Okay, so more for like quick preparation, quick revision, uh, for concepts. Okay, yeah, that is also another way to look at it. uh, I mean, that's very useful. Everybody does that. I mean, we also do that before a big interview or a big, presentation. Just watch YouTube too. Okay. Okay. This is a, uh, slightly, in-depth kind of a question. So, do you ever feel that, different subjects and topics that you study? So, say you study gravity in one particular subject, then you go and study ratio and proportion in another subject. So, there are a lot of different topics that come your way, come across your way when you go to school. Do you think that you are not able to feel connection between different topics that are thrown at you, and so you do not really understand their importance, and if you had understood them it would have made things much better?
There are some topics which I'm not able to understand, but if I understand it, like I do not get the point of algebraic expression in my life.
Okay, that's a very important point. Yeah. So I mean, I would like to mention that we are creating, I think, in our classroom we are creating some courses. They will be recorded lessons, so each course will have 6 topics. So we have chosen topics like polynomials, and like you said, algebraic equations, exponents, and things that you always feel, oh, I'm never, like, why am I even learning this? So we are taking those topics, and we are creating a small course of just 60 minutes using these 6 topics, and which will basically tell you that this is where you will use, say, algebraic equations. This is if algebraic equations was not discovered, these are the big discoveries in the world that you would have never been able to see, because algebraic equations hold the key to their discovery. So I think that kind of a course will give you an idea that okay, this is important, so probably I should just get back to maths and start learning that. So yeah. A very important point. Okay, and I think this is a follow-up question. Can you think of a time when understanding how a topic is actually used in real life, it helped you learn it better or remember it better?
Ma'am, recently I have learned friction pressure. So, ma'am, I use pressure in my kitchen, ma'am. My father wanted some ice, so I went in kitchen and took a sharp thing and applied some force, and it broke easily, ma'am. I was trying to
Okay.
break it before, and it was I was not able to break it, but then I remembered and I broke it.
Okay, then you remember that in the pressure class, pressure is basically force divided by area. So if there's a sharp thing and yeah. So if you reduce the area, the pressure increases tremendously. Awesome. A very good example, good organic example of using your school concept. So I think you'll now always remember the formula for pressure, right? Because you kind of applied it. Yeah, amazing. Okay, so again, this is, I think, very similar to the other questions. And uh, so, is there any class that you're attending? It could be in school, it could be extracurricular, it could be online, offline, anything, where you are asked to think critically and form your own opinions. So, like in this podcast series, I'm kind of, trying to take your opinions, how you feel about education, and all these things. So, are you attending any of these classes otherwise also?
Ma'am, there are very less these type of classes, ma'am. Before I studied with you, ma'am, that was good, ma'am. But now, right now, ma'am, no, nothing is there, ma'am. And
Okay,
if
so
there
basically
is,
in no class.
they cost very much.
Okay, got it. Yeah, so there might be some available, but they might not be very pocket friendly as of now. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, this is why I'm asking this question is because a lot of kids feel that there is no class that um, in where basically I'm not giving, like, nobody's giving more and more information and topics and concepts and formulas to me, but somebody's asking me that, okay, what do you feel about this, how do you you know find this topic. So yeah, that's where our question came from. Okay, so thanks for all those insights, Rudra. Now it's time for a fun activity. And here, what I'll do, I'll give you an imaginary situation. And this is where, just like you mentioned, that there are not many classes where you're required to think, uh, critically and show some creativity. So this is your chance today. Uh, so I'll give you a what if scenario, and then you can talk about how is that scenario important, what would happen to society, environment, economy, science if that happens, and all the activities that we'll be doing in this podcast series, they are adapted from our learning modules. So every podcast series will take up some examples from learning modules to give our viewers an example of how our learning modules look like. Today our what if scenario will involve a maths topic or something that is also in present in physics. It's gravity. Okay, so our what if scenario is, what if gravity only acted on objects which are heavier than 10 kgs? So anything that's lighter than 10 kgs, say, my AirPods case, uh, or anything, our watch, whatever, your spectacles, gravity won't act on them. So let's imagine that world and think about, you can go serial wise. What would, what's the importance of gravity in the world? Then you can talk about its effect on society, environment, economy, and science.
Should I start, ma'am?
Yeah.
First, if there will be gravity only on objects above 10 kg, then many things will not stay in place. Gravity is a major rule. If gravity is not there, many things would just stay up, and we will not even able we will not be even able to drink water. And if that happens, water, we will not be able to store water, as water is mostly lighter than 10 kg. It is stored in water bottles, or that we will not be able to drink it. We will not be able to live, basically, because there will be things floating everywhere that will also block our relation with atmosphere, because there will be so many things. Right now, humans has invented many things that is under 10 kilograms. Take anything, laptop, table, everything will be just going up. And if some people try to keep it down, they would have to just pull it many times. If guests are here, think if some guests are here, you serve them tea. How will they be able to have tea?
So it's like uh, what you see in movies and documentaries of how people live in space.
But we will not be able to cook also. If
Yeah.
we have to have gas cylinders, they will go, because they are also under 10 kgs. As then, if we have to ignite woods, they will be also gone. We will not be able to cook also. Basically, if that happens, we are dead.
How do you think will it affect our environment?
As I told you, there will be no water. Water will also be lying in space. Space Airplanes would also not be able to fly, because there will be everything up. And
What about economy? How would economy change?
they would have to invent money that is more than 10 kilogram, which is not practically possible. As as if they invent 10 kilogram money, then something else will
Yeah,
go on.
think of it like say Amazon package is delivered to you and it is kept somewhere. So uh, when you have things in logistics and transportation, there will be an added cost of strapping them down to the ground so that they don't flow away. So the cost of things being delivered to you will increase because there'll be an added cost to put some energy to put everything down. In manufacturing, you have bricks and you have a lot of materials on site. So now the cost will increase because for everything you need a system to strap them down. And I think one very important thing that I feel it could impact is our bodies, like our bodies, or say plants, photosynthesis, uh, water, like gravity affects how water is transported to different leaves in the water, how photosynthesis takes place in our body. Water or nutrients are transported in the body based on the gravity. So those things, like fundamental biology, could be affected because of this scenario. So that's what something I found very interesting. But yeah, that was a very good insight. I did not actually think about the point that you mentioned first, that if things are floating uh, all around, how will you interact with the atmosphere, and uh, it will just hinder every activity. Okay, so thank you, Rudra, for sharing your amazing thoughts today. And, anyways, I think now classroom, our mission is to make learning more meaningful by helping you connect your classroom lessons with the real world. And remember, the more connections you make between things that you learn, how you live, the smarter and more prepared you'll become for anything life throws at you. So, this has been very exciting. And thanks to you, Rudra. And till then, keep asking questions, keep exploring, and most importantly, keep thinking. To our
Thank you, ma'am.
audience, see you next time.